It is the symbol of our nation, proud and fierce, and we nearly lost the bald eagle a generation ago, but today it's making an incredible comeback, and one we've been able to watch live thanks to a camera placed in a mating nest just across the line in Pennsylvania. Well, tonight, Tony Marcella takes us 90 minutes east as the eagle flies, where one Maryland man is keeping his eye on the eagles at the Conowingo Dam, and especially the dangers they face from us each time we go out to hunt.
If you never heard them squawk, they go.
For David Lichenheim, the only thing better than hearing bald eagles is seeing them hunt.
One will catch the fish, and 5 other ones will come after it. That's when all the excitement happens here.
He first came to the Conowingo Dam 5 years ago.
We have peregrine falcons. We have ospreys that also are here. In the springtime, when the heron are on the nests, they're swarming there.
It didn't take him long to fall in love with all the birds in the area. It took him only slightly longer to fear that he would lose them.
I originally came to Conowingo just to shoot photos of bald eagles. But the more I came, the more I saw birds being wounded.
Here in this basin beneath the dam is a fisherman's paradise.
It's easy fishing. You can just about take a net and put it in the water and catch fish here.
And that, according to David, is part of the problem. This giant fishbowl attracts the birds as well as the fishermen. A closer look at the shoreline is what has David Lichenheim so concerned. Clumps of fishing line wrapped around tree roots like an invasive weed, along with rusted hooks, lead weights, a waiting trap for wildlife.
When DDT was around, we almost lost the bald eagle totally. Okay. I think lead is the new DDT.
So he's looking to start a conversation among his fellow birdwatchers with his Nikon camera, his photographs, and his Facebook page. With each click, he's getting 1,000 words.
I have photos of a great blue heron, a young one, floating on its back, okay, like a dead man's float. I have photos of lures being swallowed by cormorants.
You do?
Yep. Wow. Right here, plastic lures going down that can't be good for them.
With the impact of fishermen so obvious, Lichenheim thinks the solution seems obvious too. So he wrote to the Maryland Department of Natural Resources and the Audubon Society.
I suggested to them, because they have a ban here for boats. They can't go past that. So I said, okay, you already have a sort of a designated safety area. Designated, there's no fishing over there. Have the same thing here, push people down.
This is a site that is an important bird area because of the large number of wintering bald eagles at the dam.
David Curson, the Director of Bird Conservation with Audubon, Maryland, D.C. That group is responsible for designating important bird areas, or IBAs, around the state.
We've identified so far 44 of them across the state. And simply put, they're the most important sites for birds in Maryland.
IBAs, once identified, become a focus of attention for the Audubon conservation officers. Right now, the coastal areas of Maryland, the salt marshes, are very much in danger due to rising sea levels. And the conservation team is focusing hard on habitat restoration there. But there's a small problem.
The conservation staff that we have currently is myself.
As a one-man team, Curson must prioritize where he spends most of his time. He hasn't forgotten about the eagles. In fact, he has a solution of his own, which he shared with Lichenheim.
Better education of fishermen so that they understand the problem in more detail. Providing ways that fishermen can dispose safely and responsibly of fishing gear, and increasing the number of patrols and cleanups.
Both men do agree on one thing: lead in fishing tackle is not in anybody's best interest. Lead weights under 1 ounce are already banned in New York, Maine, and New Hampshire. So far, Maryland hasn't enacted a statewide ban on lead fishing tackle. DNR says the number of dead birds isn't high enough to enforce a ban on fishing at the dam basin.
My point of view is that I want to protect the wildlife, not count the dead.
It's Lichenheim's passion for the bald eagle, the cormorants and herons at the dam, that Curson hopes to spark in others, making them the agents of change both men are seeking.
If we increase people's contact with nature, they will care for nature more, and they'll be more willing to act in its defense. And nature needs all the friends it can get these days.
Man, you just watched a tremendous story right there. We talked about lead fishing tackle being banned in a handful of states. And while Maryland doesn't have a statewide ban, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service prohibits the use of lead tackle at the Patuxent National Wildlife Refuge. And safer alternatives to lead exist, like tungsten, But those items cost more, and that's making it a tough sell to outdoorsmen on a budget and those who make their own lures. Now, as for the discarded line, David Curson from the Audubon Society suggested, how about trash containers placed near the dam, huh? David Lichtenheim worked with Exelon. They're the operators of the dam to do just that. And a handful of them have been placed along the fences right near the parking area, but obviously not all anglers who fish the basin use them. And we have a link to David's Facebook page in this story on our In Focus page at abc2news.com. Continue to do the great work out there, David. Thank you.